Hi there. So today I'm going to make a video about how I distinguish between medical schools personally because this is a topic that I'm currently undergoing. I have to make decisions between different medical schools because I'm getting interviews everywhere, fortunately. So that's what this is going to be about, and this is just my personal list of the things that I look for in medical schools. You could find stuff similar that you want, but to me, this is my top 7 or 8 things that I would like when I go to a medical school and see it. So I would say my number one factor in deciding where I want to go to medical school would be the fit of the school. Do I fit in with the culture of the school? Do I fit in with the people of the school? Do I want to be where I'm at? What geographic location is that at? Is the weather what I want it to be? And could I just see myself there? That's one of the main things I look at. It's kind of hard to put into words, but I think when you tour schools and you see different schools, probably you did this for college or university, or if you've already went to med school or graduate school, you've done this. So when you go to university, could you actually see yourself going there? Could you see yourself living there on a daily basis and just gelling with that environment? So I would say that's my number one thing in deciding which school I want to go to. The staff, the culture, just the people there. Would you gel with them? Is this going to be a conducive environment for you to learn? Second thing that is pretty important for me personally, I would think, possibly not too many other people out of the state of Texas, is tuition costs. So if I went to any school in Texas that is under TMDSAS or that application service, they usually, other than the new DO school that's came out, is under the state of Texas tuition, which is hovering around 16 to 20K a year, which is extremely, extremely cheap for in-state students. And I have the potential to graduate medical school with around 140K, 130K debt if I were to do that route. If I went out of state anywhere else, I'm looking at double that, probably around 250 to 300K, plus what I already have from a master's out. So yes, I know a lot of people say you shouldn't worry too much about tuition, but it is a big factor. I would say my number 2 factor in deciding where I personally want to go to medical school at this time. Number 3 and 4, I'm just going to lump these two in together. I want a school that probably has a non-mandatory lecture attendance policy. So I don't want to be required to go to any lectures that I don't have to go to as a medical student. I know personally I can work better if the lectures are pre-recorded online and I can just, access them, double speed them, take my own notes, work on my own time, be as productive as possible just doing myself, aside from having to actually show up at a lecture that I'm not going to listen to and is just going to be a waste of my time, in my opinion. But if it's any, practical stuff like anatomy lab or any kind of lab or clinical skills training, then I definitely, every school is going to have that. Obviously, you're going to have to go to that. But for me, I don't want mandatory lecture attendance. That's a big, big, big factor as to where I want to go. So I'd say I'd put that somewhere at number 3 or number 4. And then another thing I've heard of, I haven't been in a situation like this, but I've heard pass-fail curriculum is a lot better for the entirety of the class of medical students that you're with, because you're not competing against one another as you're going through the medical school process that's already stressful enough. You're not competing for a class ranking between people that are your fellow classmates. So you're not neck to neck with other really smart kids. And I know Tulane actually has a pass-fail curriculum, and I think they have, a really nice environment. Everybody's friendly to each other. Nobody's at each other's throats. And you still learn what you need to learn. I think not babying your students with, the mandatory lecture attendance, that's a big thing. And then the pass-fail curriculum. When you have those two things, you're not babying your students. You're saying, hey, you're in medical school already. We're trusting you to put the work in because you've already got here. If you don't, then you're not going to get a good residency and you're not going to pass your steps. So we're not going to baby you, but here's some leniency. So that's kind of the school I want to go to. Non-mandatory lecture attendance and pass-fail curriculum. Those are two big ones on my list. I put there somewhere, in 3 to 4. I don't really even like to rank these, but these are things that I look for in a school. I would say the fourth and last real academic part of this is it's mainly for newer schools that I would shy away from with this is history of placement into a lot of different residencies. So a lot of my application is DO focused, and I know DO is based around primary care, but I also want to see that those schools can place residents into other areas and other specialties, even though it's primary care focused, because I want to have those options open to me. I don't want to cut off or close any doors before I even, get the chance to. So I guess that's about 5 or 6 reasons that are, the main importance to me. I would say another few that aren't as important, or not to say, no, that's not a good way to phrase it. Not as important as these, but they still have some importance. So I would say the facilities available at the school, that's a big one. If I think their anatomy lab is, phenomenal, if everything that they have for the students, libraries that are open and accessible 24/7, that's a great thing. Open areas to study, lots of support for their students, a great staff. All these are still important, but they're not the top things that I'm looking for. And then another one, I guess, where some of my friends would be going, that's another cool thing, because I did the master's program at Tulane this past year, so I have a lot of students that were in my program probably going to attend Tulane. So if I can have that opportunity to, attend medical school with some of my friends, that's a big plus for me. All right, so that's about it. That's 7-8 reasons why I would attend a medical school, and those are my reasons personally why I would attend medical school. I don't think I left out anything, but if I did, let me know below. If you have any reasons why you would attend medical school or your rank order, let me know those below too. Subscribe, obviously follow me on Instagram, and I'll be making more videos pretty soon. I have an interview next week upcoming at Auburn. I could possibly make a video about interview day, traveling there, whatnot. So just let me know. And subscribe. Have a good day.